Hey horror fans, thanks for joining me for this review of Spree. Alright, cast and crew information down below. And real quick IMDb plot here. Thirsty for a following, Kunkle is a rideshare driver who has figured out a deadly plan to go viral. Alright, so this one here stars Keery. From, I guess, Stranger Things. I need to catch up on my Stranger Things, so I'm not really too familiar with him. I've only seen an episode or two of Stranger Things. So hopefully when the next season comes around, I will be catching up and joining the fan club there. So this was pretty much a fresh experience of me seeing him in action here, and he's very good in this movie, very good. The story centers around his character, Kurt, and this is another movie that I think, I don't remember where I mentioned it, maybe it was on the podcast, but horror is always looking for new things here, and we're always hoping they break away from doing all these remakes and the typical stuff, and I think we've seen recently some use of better technology, or horror movies using technology, the new technology, whether sometimes even social media, in the films, to bring around new ideas and new plots and so forth. And this is definitely one of them. We have here Kurt, who has had some issues at home. His parents are kind of split or divorced, and he's basically looking for attention. And he's spent a lot of time on social media trying to get follows, trying to get likes, trying to get people to pay attention to him. But it really hasn't worked out. And so you see here he starts, and he, I guess, decides to be a Spree, which is the name of the, kind of like Uber or Lyft, the name of the company that he's gonna rideshare for. And he's there in the car. He sets up several cameras, which is, I know some rideshares have cameras, but this one, he's got a couple of them there, and he spends a lot of time talking while the people are in the car, and that raises some suspicion, but people are like, okay, whatever. And he starts driving around the first person, and long and behold, ultimately ends up killing them. Oh, exciting. Goes on, picks up somebody else, and looks to kill them too. And kind of as this movie goes, you kind of see him in live action there in the car, and then you'll see other times where it kind of flashes back to maybe something that he recorded before, something that happened in his past. Sometimes they're just to kind of clue you in on what he, a little bit about him, and then other times there's clues to how he's kind of set up this whole thing, that he's killing people. And so he's trying here, and basically he has a guy who's another, not a rideshare guy, but somebody else who's very popular on social media, and I guess he looks up to him, and he's trying to get his followers up to that kind of level. And with each kill, he's trying to impress this guy, trying to be like, hey, I'm doing all these things and blah, 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 but it's not really working for him. He's kind of getting really frustrated really quickly because, he thought that would get him an audience, and it's just not. Or not getting him the following that he expected. He thought he was going to get thousands and thousands of followers real quickly, but he's only getting a few at a time, and it's really frustrating him really quickly. I don't want to go too far into this because there are some nice twists and turns down the road here. But his frustrations grow, and he tries to up the game with every kill, and as this goes along, there's the horror, but also the movie manages to maybe sneak in a little bit of message here of being obsessed with your followers and doing everything for your followers, and maybe um, you know how it affects different people. Um, there is a person he picks up along the way, and that person also has a strong following because they're a comedian, and they also do videos and so forth. But they have a little bit different view of social media, or like take social media in a different way. So it kind of gives you a little contrasting view. It's a little bit interesting, and this character will kind of become more important as the movie goes on, because it's kind of giving him something else to look at, some other idea in his mind, and an opportunity to stop what he's doing, but he probably doesn't. The kills are alright. They do their best for kind of the way this goes. I think it's a fun experience. Obviously, being in the car, you're taking a risk there. He's in the car for most of the time. There are some times he gets out, but most of the kills are centered around the car and so forth. But so I think they make the most of it, and it's pretty entertaining, and it has some funny moments in there, and the kid is just almost oblivious to everything else that's going on. He's like, I'm on this mission, I'm gonna kill these people, and I'm just gonna go along and be the rideshare driver and whatever, just looking for social media, and kind of ignoring everything else that's around him. Like I said, there are some twists and turns that come about later in the film. Some things that make it wrap up pretty nicely. Like I mentioned, some of the videos that kind of go back. There might be one or two that you see early, and you're like, well, why are they showing that? What does that have to do with anything? But then by the time you get to the end of the movie, maybe they'll add a little bit to his story and to exactly where all this begins. It's an exciting finish. And again, it kind of gives you a lot to think about if you're someone who's on social media and worried about followers. Doing promote horror, I always on Twitter and sharing and whatever, and I'm happy for all the followers, but I'm at the point now, I'm not obsessed, not worried about it. They come and some come and they go and so forth. But it's been a great experience because I've met a lot of great people and kept a lot of good relationships over this time. So you can see the way I see the way that I take it, in the way that maybe I was maybe a little bit obsessed in the beginning, whereas this kid is absolutely out of his mind and just pushing the boundaries here. So this is a great thing if you are on social media and to kind of see where this kid takes it, and kind of maybe where your mindset is as well as your followers are and so forth. I mean, hell, I'm doing this video now hoping for a few views and maybe a like or subscribe here or there. Everything's the sum total basically. So if you're on social media and you're very concerned about it and followers and so forth, maybe this is a movie to watch, but don't get any ideas. It didn't work for this kid. It's not going to work for you either. There are better ways to go around it. Anyway, there are some familiar faces you'll see in this movie. David Arquette plays the father. Don't get too distracted by it. The movie is very centered around Kurt. Obviously his driving, but David does have a small role in the movie. You do see him for a portion. Misha Barton is one of the passengers. You may be familiar with her, and a couple other faces that you might be familiar with. But yeah, it is centered around Kurt, and again, Joe does a very fine job in this movie. I really wasn't sure about it when I put it on, what to expect. I didn't think it was gonna get to the level it did as far as the kills and so forth. So Spree really ended up being a fun ride, and I think you guys will enjoy it. Um, and I kind of like the name too, because Spree, was kind of it's the name of the rideshare thing, but he basically goes on a killing spree. Some nice use of words there with the title. I would hope they did that on purpose, but you never know. Um, but anyway, I think I'm going to give it 3.5 pools of blood because it definitely beat my expectations. Not that I had really high ones, but I thought it was a real fun movie. Uh, you know, like I said, it's kind of new here, trying to use new themes and so forth. Of course, maybe we've seen some of these kills and so forth before, but when you're trying to put together a new story, that certainly counts. And the difficulties of putting a movie all together in basically a car. We've seen one or two other movies do it now, and make use of the ride shares as part of the theme of killing and so forth. So they seem to have worked. They seem to have made it work. So yeah, 3.5 pools of blood for this one. And again, for people who are not familiar, that is out of 5 pools of blood. I had someone ask me that the other day, and it says it on the website, but maybe I should be more aware that maybe not everybody knows that. Maybe somebody sees 3.5, wow, this movie sucks. But no, it is out of 5, so that's a pretty good rating there. So with that, I will give you my speech now on social media and encourage you to all follow, and talk to me. HorrorSgoryReviews.blogspot.com is where you can find more reviews, video and written. And Twitter and Facebook are also below. You can talk to me about this movie, other movies, anything horror. If you have a film that you want me to take a look at, and we can arrange that, be happy to do so. And subscribe to this channel if you want more video reviews. And I think that basically covers all that. I will not be killing anybody if you do not subscribe and follow and so forth. I always appreciate all the followers and support. And you can also comment down below too. That would be great. But yeah, my I guess my non-so killing spree is over here. And we'll be on to the next review. So I'll catch you later, horror fans.